Met TV. You're welcome to another edition of exciting, analysis right here. I'm your regular host, Edmund Sachotomi, and today we are going to look at one of Ghana's iconic musicians who goes by the name Charles Kojo Fosu. In Saturday, 30th of August is where we are having the 1 week observation for the iconic musician who was called to glory on July 26, 2025. Charles Kojo Fosu Daddy Lumumba was born on 29th September 1964, and he started his music from Ghana at a very young age, and in 1983 he moved to Germany, where Daddy Lumumba met a friend who became an iconic musician as well, and it's Nane Champong. And together with some friends in Germany, they became who we later know as Lumumba Brothers. Lumumba Brothers in 1989 released their first album, Yeyaka Quentum, and that album really shot them to stardom, and it made their brand a brand which many people could not resist. And since then, they have been releasing hits after hits after hit. Today, after his demise, we are looking at the brand he built. We say that Lumumba built a cross-generational brand, a brand which cut across religious factors, which cut, of course, age demographics, which cut across tribal fronts, which cut across political, across ethnic fronts. Everybody in all of these demographics love the brand Daddy Lumumba, and they love his song. We are looking at what Daddy Lumumba really did well to be able to, build such presence. And one, we are saying he was able to build a very strong brand identity. And here we are saying that Daddy Lumumba was able to create a certain differentiation factor from all the other artists in the country at the time, and he became a distinct brand. And when you become a strong brand, what it means is that you become top of mind, you pull a lot of people to your brand, and your brand becomes very admirable by all and sundry. And that is the brand that Lumumba created. And, he really exhibited a lot of consistency, and this consistency made Daddy Lumumba who is today that we are celebrating. Daddy Lumumba also created some level of emotional connection with his audience. Those who love Daddy Lumumba's music, he was able to create some emotional connections with it. How did he do that? How was he able to create this emotional connection? He was able to create that emotional connection with his relatable music. He made sure that his lyrics resonated with people, and that the things he's singing in his song are things people are living with daily. And that really made people fall in love with him, because when they listened to Daddy Lumumba, they could hear their problems. When they listened to him, they could feel their situation in his songs. His ability to show some level of express appreciation to people who have done good to him, those who have helped him, created that soft spot for people to love him. He was also fast to bring in certain towns where some of these people live in. So he will mention your name, Mama Joyce Ofriha, Bra Kumi Ofriha. He was able to connect with all of these people. And if you mention a certain town in a song and the song becomes popular, clearly all the people in that town will fall in love with you. And he did it consistently for many years. And because of that, he was able to create that emotional connection. And I'm not surprised that this led to a lot of fan clubs for him. You understand? People created a lot of, groups which became a brand community, which also stood for Daddy Lumumba. So, he made sure that he was involved in activities of those fan bases. He didn't make them look like they are standing somewhere. He became involved. And certainly if you do that as a brand, you make people really fall in love with you the more. And they keep going all out for you. So, parties, getting involved in activities which were done by his groups were very amazing. So he really nurtured a very beautiful relationship with his lovers. And this certainly took the connection people had with the Daddy Lumba brand to some extent. And also the quality and consistency. I mean, when it comes to Daddy Lumba's productions, I mean, they were top notch. He did not play. I mean, that's why that he got some outstanding sound engineer, Boris Tiger, in, Germany to mix most of his songs. And also, he worked with top-notch engineers in town. And if you listen to Daddy Lumba's production, you could clearly see that, yes, this is somebody who cherishes his audience and doesn't want to just release anything for the audience. And, that consistency with which he dropped that quality made him stand out and people really connected with him. So every generation, every age dynamic could really say that, oh, we love his sounds because these are quality products. So, as an artist, you need to ensure that you are putting up quality products for some of these people to fall in love. And also, timeless appeal. Clearly, Daddy Lumba was able to, remain very relevant. As an artist, you need to move beyond just singing. And you need to make something out of the singing that will make you relevant. And it is with the consistency with which he was dropping songs, how he was able to become popular in every generation. It's like he was reinventing himself all the time. And that really gave him a certain life, gave his brand a long lifespan, which made him very consistent and timeless with his appeal. The kind of songs he was doing made sure that it was resonating. Because if the changing taste of your audience change and you don't change, they'll move on to a new sound. But he ensured that he was meeting or satisfying those changing taste of the audience. And that created a certain timeless appeal for his brand because they knew that Daddy Lumba will not be where he was. If you listen to his collections, his catalog, you see a lot of dynamics, and that brings us to the adaptability. He was able to adapt to changing trends of music. If you look at the kind of producers he worked with, it wasn't just one producer. He made sure that he was, in the trends, sounds which were winning, the sounds and producers who were of a certain time, he recorded with all of them. And he did not say that I'm a high life artist, so I need to stick to a certain production line. He adapted by ensuring that the changing times and sounds and the taste of Ghanaian music consumer was satisfied at all times. And he adapted. And I'm not surprised that he was able to work with the likes of Kewa. He was able to work with Zap Mallet. He worked with Apie Tools. He worked with different, and even some of the producers who were even not known at the time. He worked with them because they had what he wanted for a certain generation and a certain kind of production. So Daddy Lumba really adapted to times, and that is one thing also which really made him stand out. And also, we talk about innovation. Daddy Lumba was very innovative with the kind of songs he was dropping, and he didn't stick to his one corner. You could see that clearly some of these innovations were very, very important. He recorded with Samini, he recorded with Sarkoria, he recorded with Ochame Kwame, he recorded with Flo Stone, he recorded with Pat Thomas, he recorded with Nane Champon, Felix Owusu, and so many other artists, so Furian Ponsa and many artists. And these were innovative ways to really make his songs not look stagnant or static. He was innovative to ensure that his brand looked refreshed all the time. And the songs and production they made really brought a lot of admirations to Daddy Lumba. And there is what we call the transfer of, equity. Secondary brand association is very crucial, because as he was doing these songs at the time, those artists he was featuring were at the top of their crafts. You understand? So definitely he was wooing the lovers of Sarkodie, Flo Kingston, Samini. He was getting into their fold, where there is going to be that transfer of equity. So his goodwill, his equity is transferred to these artists, and these artists transfer theirs to him as well. So it clearly made Daddy Lumba look like a brand which is admired by different generations, because he was doing songs with cross generation. If you look at the names I've mentioned, Felix Owusu, a certain generation, Pat Thomas, Uforiam Ponsa, Ochame Kwame, Samini, Sarkodie, so these were cross-generational artists he was bringing into his fold, bringing his admirers to him, and also giving his admirers to these people. And clearly, it was a smart way to make the brand reign and stand for a very long time. And I will say that Daddy Lumba explored other genres. Just listen to his catalog. And this clearly, what we call the reinforcement and revitalization of the brand. He was able to reinforce and revitalize his brand with some of this exploration he did with his production. So I want to say that Daddy Lumba has really built a brand which can be studied in so many brand class. He's an astonished brand. He's a wonderful brand. He's a solid pillar, and we salute Daddy Lumba. And big shout out to all the lovers of Daddy Lumba fan club, and all the amazing people who rooted behind the legend to reign for many years. Salute. Your taste was amazing. We celebrate you, King.